In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. Thank you everyone for coming and showing up, and thank you, Una, your grace for putting all this effort, and Dr. Magid and Dr. Yosri, and for having me. So, just few small logistics. I have a wedding in Orange, city of Orange by 3. And they promised to be on time. So I have to leave here 2:15. And my plan is to give you 2 talks, each talk an hour. Anyway, for whatever reason, work out with this schedule. So God willing, we'll cover at least the most important things. And then may God bless the rest of the time. So living with Christian morals. Sometimes you think that this, so Abuna is going to give us that spiritual talk again, so as we do whatever we want to do, and this cliche, what are we expecting to hear from a priest? But we'll start with this case. Adam and Eve are planning for the weddings. They are coming from wealthy families. Lots of requests from the family members to arrange for an open bar in the wedding. What shall we do? This is a real story. It happens, and it keeps happening many times. I didn't tell you much about the background of Adam and Eve, but there will be a couple like you. Very, very heavy pressure to have an open bar, have lots of fun, no restriction, have unlimited amount of money. Who cares? Any suggestions?
Whatever they want to do, whatever brings joy to them,
What
they value,
whatever,
family members.
Whatever they value, not the family member. Okay. Any?
Just deny it.
Just deny the request?
Yeah.
Maybe you are saying this, but she's not saying this.
They should not say this through
I think it depends.
Depends on?
Guess-wise, your mentality, your parents' mentality, all of it. I mean, if you have a lot of, if you have a lot of young people at your wedding, and you think that it'd be okay that they handle it, why not? But I think at the same time, it's like, do they know their limits? It just depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, it depends on how you look at it. Everything will depends on how you look at it. And if you fall in the trap of it depends, then we're ending nowhere. Because there is no clear definition of how we really can do, how we can manipulate, or how we can move in this direction. By the way, this is not the issue is my goal is not to fix this problem now. My goal is to tell you that who will say yes just with a show of votes will say yes, no big deal. Okay, I have 2, 3, 4, okay. Who will say definitely no or no? Okay, Turti, and the other is not going to get married, or the other undecided? How you make the decision? How you make decisions? This is my question. Decisions is done this way. This is the behavior or the decision. You don't. You make the decision on the spot, but below the decision there is values, and below the values there is beliefs, and below the belief there is identity. This is very, very important because we keep getting entangled in the decision. How we're going to deal with this? Yes, open bar. No open bar. Can we afford it? Can we not afford it? Is mom and dad are going to hate me? Is this going to change anything? Are you going to be responsible for the life of the teenagers who are in the wedding who are going to sneak in and drink, who's going to be, I mean, it's a very, very, very wide, very deep discussion that, but my point is not to solve this issue. The couple that they solved this issue, both of them, they were very well off professionals, board certified in whatever career they have, and they said, you know what, for our license, we are not going to do it. Because if someone is younger in age or below age and they drank, and this can be a liability, and they went to a lot of forums online and discussions, but the whole point is, what really, they made the decision, but what made them make this decision was?
Legal.
Identity?
No, it was their legal consequences. They were afraid that they want to secure their license. They said, you know what, well, it's no big deal. Well, we're not going to go this. So the core, the value that really determined their decision was their career. This was the most important thing for them. That's why they made this decision, because of this. And let me tell you something. You keep thinking of the behaviors and the decisions, but we need to go at a deeper level. What are the values? What are the beliefs that will prove or will support this value, and who you are is really a key in this. One of the nice rules that I have, I will tell you something, it's in my mind for a long time. I have a file that everything I read, for example, I read a book, and the whole book I can take maybe 4 or 5 sentences from this book. And this is my take-home message from all this book. I attend a lecture a day like this, and all what I'm searching for is what I'm going to write in this folder. What will be the really, for example, cancer interruption is the cancer of communication. This one will definitely make it up, and I will put it in this book or in this file or whatever. So this is one of the things that I wrote in that folder. When you see as God sees, you would do as God say. Because many times the commandment of God, it doesn't make sense, or you know what, it's too much. Why to abstain from sexual relationship before marriage? Why to live a pure life? Why to abstain? Why not to watch porn? Why not to just enjoy our time and test drive the wedding before we are getting married? You know, the rate of divorce of people who are cohabitating before marriage is higher or lower than people who never cohabitated. The rate of divorce is higher, and this is very weird. Because this defies the whole idea of, you know what, just, you don't know, we know each other now and we live together, and so what's the big deal? So why the rate of divorce of people who live together, they moved in together, is higher than people who never moved in together? Any idea?
Because when you get married, you know that this is it. You have to work it out. But when you move in together, there's no such a thing that you have to, that I have to work hard for it. No, I can just break it off.
But they break it off after marriage.
Yeah, we're gonna say that it was not built on the Holy Spirit. It was not built on something that can keep you two together, and at the same time, I see it that way. When you connected with the Holy Spirit and the blessing that you take from the wedding sacrament, it's just completely different than just moving in together and just seeing how everything is.
Okay.
I guess for me, I would say that the anticipation of getting married and sort of waiting for that year just kind of makes me value it more, you know, kind of the saying, easy come, easy go.
Yes, this is very true. So when you get all all what you get, so sex is the gift of God for you in the day of your marriage. This is the gift that God is giving you in the day of your marriage. And we take the gift in advance and ruin it. If you have a Bentley car, you go with the Bentley car to shop for grocery. You will never do it. I will never do it. I'll just take the Honda or the Toyota, but not the Bentley. The Bentley is the most expensive, is the most honorable, the most prestigious. And God has kept the gift of sex for the couple in the day of their marriage. So just, you don't take the gift before the day of the wedding and ruin it, and in the end, you say, no, what is no big deal. Sometimes people are going through this because after they move together, now you are with the marriage, you are adding commitment, you are getting financial responsibility. You can put a little bit of prenup agreement in the middle. You can so why all this? I mean, I would get everything free and no commitment. And this is how we can fall in this trap. When you see as God sees, you would do as God says. If you are planning to move in those, there are four cities, and those 4 cities, so city N, there is a rate of crime 1 in 3, city C is, rate of crime is, can you read? 1 in 2, so every 2 people walking down the street, 1 will be exposed to a crime. City P, the rate of crime is 1 in 100. City P and C, the rate of crime is 1 in 1100. You, Adam and Eve are making the decision, okay, which city you are going to choose, which one you live in. Knowing in consideration that P and C, you'll have just a condo. While in city C, you can get a mansion, five bedroom house. Which one? With the vote of hand, I mean, the city C, how many will live in C? 1. City P and C. The majority, okay, city P. Play it safe. Okay. Actually, this is not the rate of crimes. This is the rate of divorce. City N, the rate of divorce nationwide. Every 3 families, 1 family is divorcing. Blessed California, every 2 families, 1 family are divorcing. No, this is a worse. There is a worse statistics. If you are living in Southern California, every 3 families, 2 families are divorcing. 66%. This is scary. If you are going and applying for a job, and you know that every 3 people get hired, 2 are getting fired after a couple of years or a couple of months, will you apply for this job? It's a waste. Why should I participate in something that I know it's going to fail anyway? It's really waste. The rate of divorce in Southern California is 66%. Every 3 families, 2 families are divorcing. You know why? Because they can't afford it. Both of Adam and Eve, well off, professional, making a good amount of money, they can live on their own, they don't need each other. And even when it comes to filing the taxes, they can file independent. They can survive. So the rate of divorce of family, so what is the C and the P and C? So the C is California, the P, families praying together every day. Just praying together daily. Put you in 110, 1 in 100, every 100 families divorcing, 1 is filing for divorce. The rate of families praying together daily and going to church every week. In 1100 families, 1 family is divorcing. What is this? So what this message is saying? Who's holding the couples together? It is God. This is the design, this is the mindset of God, this is how it works, and this is the statistics. It is, for me, it's very weird that me as a priest is speaking to a premarital group and telling them, you know what, if you keep God in your midst, you have a better marriage. If you live your life pure, you have a better sexual life. If you obey the commandment of God, you will enjoy even each other more than anything else. The rate of divorce for, okay, so you'll tell me you went to the people attending church and you're asking them how many of you are praying and how many of you are filing for divorce? No. The government released 20,000 cases of divorce with full history. This is a golden opportunity for PhDs and masters. They digged in, they got all the analysis, and this is what they came up with. So when God is the cornerstone, when the value, when every Bible verse is a belief system. Love your enemy is a belief system. Forgive those who forgive, and so as you will be forgiven is a belief system. Keep yourself pure is a belief system. Whatever God has put together, let no man put asunder or separate is a belief system. Every commandment of God is a belief system. So if I'm away from the scripture and I don't read the Bible, so my belief system is my own mind, or my family's mind, or my brother's mind, or my mom and dad's mind, or my friend's mind, whoever. The belief is changing the value, and the values is changing also our behavior and our decisions. And all of this is based on who you are, who really you are. I know the time is very tight. There was a couple that they were having lots of issues. They were referred to me by one of the Boulos. I met them because of being an MFT, or a marriage and family therapy. I'm getting a lot of traffic in this direction. So this was the situation. The lady is, they have tons of issues, but the lady is getting a job offer in the government. She will be promoted 2 times in a different state. They will cover her relocation expenses. They will pay double her salary. They will fly her from that state to California every 2 weeks on their expense. It's a dream job. Unbelievable offer. They gave to me in a few hours before making the final decision, sending the letter of intent, whether she is going to accept it or not. And he is telling her, you know what, if you are taking this job, there is no marriage. Now it's even more entangled. And she is not having a happy marriage. He is escalating things from his side. She is cornered between her dream, her career, what she's aspiring for, a dream job that you cannot say no to. And they came and asked me, what shall we do? If you know me on a personal level, you know that I will never give you the answer of this question. I will never tell you what to do. I will tell you the path. I will tell you do you know Waze? Object expected ahead. Police officer ahead. There is a crash ahead. There is something ahead. I cannot go inside of you and make your decision, and after you get the job or you get divorced, you say, no, Abuna told me to do this. No, I think I'm more smarter than this. But because we cannot just take the decisions for the people, we guide them and tell them, you know what, this is the path, they separated. I sat with the lady, and the lady told me, I'm tormented from within, I'm tortured, I don't know what to do. So I did this exercise for her. I told her, okay, option 1, get the job. What will happen? So so now you are getting the job. What is the value? What is really the most important thing for you here? Is career. What is the belief system? What did you tell yourself in your mind to make this decision? What did she tell herself? Chances knocks on the door. Once. Golden opportunity, just take it. Who you are. When you make this decision, who you will really be. And she struggled with this, and I didn't push her to go with an answer for this. And I told her the other option. Option 2 is stay in the marriage and forget about this job. what will be the value?
Family.
Family is more important than my marriage is more important. What will be the belief system?
Where the mom belong.
Whatever God has put together, let no man separate. Who you will be in this time? You are both in both times. You are the beloved daughter of God. There is nothing that you will do that will change who you are. God is looking to each one of us and saying, "This is my beloved daughter. This is my beloved son." He mentioned this Bible verse about or this in the time of the baptism. "This is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased." هذا هو ابن الحبيب الذي به سررت. This is in whom I am well pleased. So God is looking from heaven and He's looking to all the people who are here and saying, "This is my beloved daughter, this is my beloved son, my beloved son, my beloved daughter, my beloved son, my beloved daughter, my beloved daughter." Will He say, "In whom I am well pleased"? Have you heard about kids who are a source of a delight for their parents? Many. And kids who are a source of misery for their parents? Many. And in the end, they are kids. They are the children. So nothing is going to change who you are as the beloved daughter. And I told her, the beloved daughter of God. Definitely you are the beloved daughter of God. But the question will be, are you a source to please Him? Or you are not pleasing Him, but this decision. And in the end, so after all of this, she asked me, "What shall I do?" I told her, "I can't tell you. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I can't. Just put it in your prayers, speak with your husband again, and I hope that you will make the most I hope that you will make the decision that you will be pleased with God." She dropped she denied the letter of intent, but she continued with her marriage. For the recording, can you take the microphone?
It sounds that that's the right thing is to stick to her husband and her marriage, but why don't the husband try to make it like somehow to work over there maybe, or like try to
Can I
work
give you
it
her
out?
number and you can reach out to her?
Like,
I usually get this question when I say this story. I'm saying the story not because of the case, because I remember we had a discussion before and we spoke about this case for maybe 45 minutes. And everybody had their own mindset, but the whole point is, I'm telling you, when it's not about the decision that you make, it's what is really below it, which is the most important thing for you, the values, the belief system, and who you are. And that's why, because if we sync together our values, or if you have the most important values for you, 1, 2, 3, and the other person have 1, 2, 3, and we as a new family starting together, that we can ask ourselves, what would be the core values for this Adam and Eve's new family? Because it shapes everything we do. Are we going to put money in the house or in Christian school? Put the money in the house, raise your hand. Just with a show of hand. Okay, $10,000. You have one kid, and and instead of putting this, so option 1, put this money in a Christian school. Raise your hand. Okay. Second option, put this money as a down payment, save it in the saving account for a down payment for the first house we own. And the other are not.
We don't have to do
that. The challenge is when we have, because you make the decision, you raise your hand in a fraction of a second, because this is simply exposing the whole system. The values, the belief, the identity. And my hope for you is that we go through this, and please, everyone has this paper? You have it? So I will give you, so this paper has the list of values that discovering my value from the following list. Choose 8 most important values that you would hold in your life. You go through them, at least mark the things that is resonating with you, I have, I think, 6 or 7 pens. If you have a pen or a pencil and you can do this on your own, it will be good. If not, we'll give you this. If you need a pen or a, please raise your hand. Sure.
I think just to like follow up on her person.
On the case?
Not regardless of the case. I think the struggle is between the clash of the two pyramids. I think that the issue is the clash between the two pyramids, right? So the guy and the girl, both of them have that pyramid, right? You might have the same identity, you might have the same beliefs, but it comes to the values and the decisions, it's a little bit different. And regardless of what their decision in the case is, I think the main issue in a relationship is the clash between these two, and how can we, because I think
This is the multi-million-dollar question. And if you answer this question, I have a gift card for you. The gift card is ready. Did you get this question? So the question is, the real issue is, we can dare to say that this is the half of the pyramid of Adam and this half of the pyramid of Eve. And how we really can connect them in a perfectly matching pyramid, right? This is really it. And if you get this, I can leave. Because this is it. How we can bring them in, how we can sync them together. Put on this the culture, put on this the different upbringing, put on this the different parenting style, the different environment, the different socio-economic status, put on this the intellectual part, put on this the hobbies and the differences between the male and the female. It's tons of things, tons of things. I mentioned something in between. You know, let me tell you something. Are we all done or not yet? Let me tell you a very unique situation happened. I had my MacBook Air, and I had a couple of ideas, a couple of programs that I loved on Windows. So a brilliant engineer told me, Abuna, I have a brilliant idea to you. I can't give me your MacBook. I will download Windows operating system on the MacBook. And you are just restarting, when you start the computer, it will give you an option. Make it a Mac, and it will be a Mac. Make it a Windows, and it will be a Windows. I said, yes, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I am very rejoicing in this. So the are you sure it's going to work? Yeah, well, you did many times. Okay, this is the computer, the Mac. Here it's in the back. MacBook from outside, from inside. Mac and Windows operating system. It was the most miserable experience I have ever had. Because neither the Mac is working nor the Windows is working, and I said, you know what, this is ridiculous, take the computer and format it and bring me my old computer, and I'm fine with it. I don't care about the things that I'm missing out from the Windows. This is one of the traps the couples are falling in at the beginning of the first year of marriage or first couple of years of marriage. He has the Windows operating system, she has the Mac, and he wants to download the Mac on the Windows and wipe out the Windows, and it is Mac now. And she's telling him, forget it. I will download the Mac system on your Windows system, and we keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in power struggle that really emotionally drained the couple for a long time. And this is one of